Okay, on to the next track in Sammy's Skull Serenade, man. The series, man. We're almost done with this series. Sadly, because the series has been absolutely amazing. This one is another Audioslave track. This one's called Shadow on the Sun. As I've said before, I haven't heard anything by Audioslave. I obviously know them as the band. I've heard of the name many a times, and I've heard of people actually requesting me to react to Audioslave, and for some odd reason we never did it. But now we are doing it in this series. So this one's called Shadow on the Sun. The last one, I Am a Highway, that was a pretty cool track. I actually really enjoyed that track. Let's see what they've got over here. For those of you who are only joining now, if you guys want to take a look at the custom series product and read more about that, the link is in the pinned comment down below. Let's rock and roll. Audioslave, Shadow on the Sun. Let's go.
Once upon a time, I was of the mind to lay your burden down and leave you where you stood. And you believed I could, you'd seen it done before. I could read your thoughts, tell you what you saw, and never say a word. But now that is gone, over with and done, never to return. And I can tell you why people die alone.
I don't know. I kind of feel like this is yet another song that we've reacted to that is about God. All of that, I can read your thoughts. I can basically what he said over here is, I could read your thoughts. You believed I could, and you believed I could. So it's almost like he believed in a God to a certain degree, and then he kind of lost touch with God, right? Also over here, I was of the mind to lay your burden down. So it's like I could take your existence away from you and leave you where you stood. You know what I mean? So again, I just kind of feel like he's speaking to a higher power. And then when he goes into that chorus over there, let's just go back. Okay, so far I think we're talking about he's speaking to God, where he's kind of like lost faith, and that's where I think I'm at so far.
But now that is gone, over with and done, never to return. I can tell you why people die alone. I can tell you I'm a shadow on the sun.
I like the way he actually said that. I can tell you why people die alone. It's because people lose faith. They lose their connection to a greater meaning and to purpose, essentially, right? And then through doing that, you lose your connection with everything, right? With everything that's been created. That's why I kind of feel is where he's going, right? And then it's like I'm just a shadow on the sun, where it's almost like I'm pretty much insignificant, right? I'm this little speck on the canvas of eternity, on the canvas of the universe, right? If I go, it actually doesn't really matter. And if I die alone, it doesn't really matter. The world continues without me, right? The sun will continue to shine, and even if someone looks up at the sun, right, they won't even be able, nobody will even know that there's even a shadow there that ever existed, right? So I like the metaphor of using the shadow on the sun, right? Because there really is no shadow that you can see on the sun, right? There probably is, but not that anyone can see. It's basically, your existence is inconsequential to anybody else's, right? You're just this very small speck in the universe. And if you die alone, does it really matter to anybody? I kind of feel that's where he's going with this.
Staring at the lost
right? There is a cost of living without a soul and nothing to be learned, right? Because if you lose your connection with your soul, if you become just this bag of flesh that only turns to vices and temporary cheap happinesses and the decadences and all of your temptations, and you give in to all of that with no restraint, you lose touch with your soul, right? There's brain and then there's mind, right? Your mind is more connected with your soul and your brain's more connected with your actual physiology, right? So once you've actually lost that frame of mind that connects you with with something that's greater than you, with an existence that's greater than you, with a spirituality that gives your life meaning, right? Then all you really are is just, a bag of flesh that's trying to sort of just attach yourselves to anything that can titillate your senses, right? But that's not fulfilling. That doesn't give you any meaning. That's very shallow. It's very surface level, right? If there's nothing beyond just your physical being, right?
Nothing to be learned. I can tell you why people go insane. I can show you how you could do the same. I can tell you why it will never come. I can tell you I'm a shadow on the sun.
So like I said, that shadow on the sun is basically just him playing into his insignificance. It's how he feels. He feels he's pretty much insignificant, right? He's like, it's a puzzle piece that no one ever even sees that's missing. I like what they're doing there with the guitar over there. So like the guitar is actually playing and then there's like a break in the frequency that gives it a bit of that distortion, right? And it's kind of like playing, the instrumentation's playing into the actual lyrics itself, where he actually feels lost. There's a disconnection between his spirituality and his physical being. And that's why you're getting that distortion play in the guitar, where it's like almost cutting off connection, right? I think that's fire. I'm not sure if that's intentional or maybe I'm just reaching, but I think that is amazing. Love the way they're playing with the guitar over here in terms of the frequency. It feels like it's going in and out of like different frequencies, right? Trying to connect to something as if you would do on the radio, right? You're just trying to connect to some sort of station, to something that you can, sort of listen to or connect with, right? And it's like the way they're playing that guitar is it's kind of like the frequency of his existence that's not connecting to something greater, right? I like that.
Shapes of every size move behind my eyes. Doors inside my head, bolted from within.
Shapes of every side behind my eyes, obviously in his mind, in his brain, and then doors that are locked, but they're bolted from within. So it's literally doors that he cannot access because he's actually closed himself off to those possibilities, right? It's in his mind. He can control it. He can open any door he wants, but he's shut them out because of pain, trauma, whatever's happened in his past. I kind of feel like he purposefully wants to keep those doors locked, and that's part and parcel of why he's lost his faith, and why he's lost all hope, essentially. So I like that.
From within. Every drop of flame
Hey,
lights a candle in.
drop of flame lights a candle in memory of the one who lived inside my kiss. So basically, like, he says he's basically dead inside. This is such a poetic way of just saying that he feels dead inside. He's going through so much pain, so much anguish, so much burden, right? That the person, the being, the entity, the spirit, the soul that lives within him, inside his skin, right, is gone. So it's basically every drop of flame will light a candle to memorialize what was once beneath there. So he's basically saying that he's literally just flesh and bone. He's basically just his physical self. There's no spirituality attached to him anymore. That's fire. Fire, fire. That I can show you how you could do the same is basically saying that, you know, I'm sort of tried and tested in this game. You know what I mean? I'm like a weathered veteran in this game, right? I can show you how you've gone insane because I've gone insane so many times that I can literally just teach you how it's done. That screaming over there, shadow on the sun, is basically a cry for help, right? It's him calling out to something and to someone so that he could feel alive, that he can actually feel his existence, that he can feel like he matters, right? That he's not like he's just here for nothing and he's completely invisible, right? So this over here with the screaming and completely that repetitive thing of shadow on the sun is like, I am just a nobody. But the whole screaming is almost like he's screaming to a deity, he's screaming to a god to be like, show me that there is some purpose to my existence, right? Validate me in some way. Give my life some level of credence. You know what I mean? I like that. Very cool. I like the fact that he ended with shadow on the sun, shadow on the sun, shadow on the sun, 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 sun. Right? Where it actually could be seen as in sun, the son of God, or sun in terms of the sun that's just like flaming ball of fire in the universe that he wants to feel like he's something more. He wants to feel that he's not just the shadow. He wants to feel like he is the sun. But I kind of feel like he's also playing into the he's looking for some light as well. And I think if you actually do a sort of wordplay thing on that, it's that the Son of God, right? He's the Son of God. So I don't know. You can take it either way. Everyone has their own perspectives. You guys let me know what you think down below. I like that. I love that. I love music like this. I think it's fantastic. It makes you think. It makes you dig a little. You guys let me know what you think down below. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!